Hi, friends. You know, I was thinking about it today as I was getting ready to record this, and I was like, I don't really have a plan for today. I'm not exactly sure what I should be saying, but I did make a commitment to show up. So here I am. And, I think at this point I am supposed to be saying, like, oh, I'm in this totally different place, and, life is great from when I started this podcast. But the truth is, I'm not in a different place. I don't feel dramatically changed. I don't feel resolved in all areas. I don't feel like I've crossed some invisible finish line. But what I do feel is that I'm still here. And I feel like that is really important to name. So there's this idea that if you start something, especially something personal, that you're supposed to be transformed by it pretty quickly. And so that's what gives you the power to show up on a podcast and speak to it because you've had this major transformation. And for me, the point of the podcast, as I said in the last episode, is to be real. And I don't need to make great, abundant changes in my life to still show up here and to still say, hey, this is where I'm at and like this is what I'm doing to still create small changes every day of my life. Because there's still a lot of things that feel the same. I'm still struggling with having my kids not living here at home anymore, two of them, anyways. I'm still struggling with being across the country and missing people that I love and kind of feeling this unbalanced feeling because there's not a lot of like comfort here yet. And I know that that takes time to build, but that's the reality that I'm living today. And there's still a lot of questions that I'm tossing around in my life of like, what do I want to do next? Where am I going? What is life going to look like in just a year and a half when our youngest is going to leave for college and it'll just be Sean and I? Like, what am I doing today to make sure that I don't feel completely lost, right? Like none of this has answers. Yeah, it's still sitting here with me, right? And I'm still working through it. But because I said I was going to show up twice a week and do this podcast, I'm sitting here and I'm speaking to what it is I know and to what I'm experiencing right now today so that you truly get to follow along on this journey with me. So there's nothing dramatically different. Why am I still doing this? I want to be, hopefully, a light in someone's life, even if it's a single person who hears what I'm going through or what I'm speaking to and are like, wow, I feel that. Wow, she gets me, or she understands some part of this, or wow, I feel that, and at least I'm not the only one, right? Like, this for me is truly about walking a path next to someone, not ahead of, looking back saying, oh, here's the amazing results at the end. No, I'm saying, like, come with me as we do this together. And I love this aspect of my life. Like, I am truly motivated and excited about coming in and doing my podcasts or getting on social media and sharing with others. And I feel like if I were to just stop today, like I would leave something unfinished. And so we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep going one day at a time, one foot in front of the other. This podcast for me isn't about proof that I'm healed. It's proof that I'm still willing to show up and speak to everything that's going on. I think we underestimate how long the middle actually lasts, right? That like you started to make changes, you started to do things slightly differently, but yet you still haven't got to that next place in life yet, right? Or that next step. And we're just kind of stuck in this like middle of the road, like we haven't seen a lot of exponential results, but yet we also can see and understand that all of the small changes that we've been making are truly starting to pile up and create change. It's just maybe not as fast as we thought it should be, right? Or we hoped it would be. And I think there's something to be said about enjoying the middle and like resting in the middle of knowing that like every single thing that I'm doing, even if it's a super small thing, is creating change that can impact who I am and what I'm doing long term. So I thought I'd share a couple of the small changes that I've made this year so far, that I think are, if I keep up and I keep doing it and I keep holding myself accountable, will dramatically change how my life continues to move forward. So, a few things that I've changed. One, when I first wake up in the morning, I am a coffee lover. Like, right? Coffee to me is life. But I also know that for a nervous system like mine, that's probably not always the best route to take. So I have started with making myself drink at least one glass of water in the morning while my coffee pot is brewing so that I'm at least starting my day with a little bit of hydration. So just like one small change. Another small morning change for me is I often would be so busy, like with my brain, like what do I got to do? What do I got to do next? That I didn't stop to eat until probably 3, 4, 5 hours after I had already been up, but I've had 4 cups of coffee. So I'm starting to kind of change that too. I'm trying to limit myself to 2 cups of coffee and then also eating something small, even if it's just a piece of cheese or, one of my favorite go-tos is like a small graham cracker with some peanut butter on it. But just something small to make sure that I'm also fueling my body every morning with something as I'm getting started. Another small change is getting dressed every day. And I know you might be thinking, what do you mean, Michelle? What do you mean getting dressed every day? Well, I work from home and I only work a couple days a week. So for the most part, I'm just home. So that means I don't have to get out of my comfy clothes or even change out of my pajamas some days. So one of my goals for this year was to, or values, right? Leading into the values was self-care. And that means making myself get dressed so that I feel ready and kind of prepared for the day instead of just slinking into the days, kind of falling into the next day. Um, and one of the aha moments for me of this was I have Life 360, as I think a lot of parents do. And I use it to just check in every once in a while, make sure the kids are good, especially the ones that don't live at home. And I had opened the app for something. And when I opened the app, I realized that I hadn't left my house in 11 days. And I was like, I just stood there looking at the app for a minute, like, what? Like, I haven't left in 11 days? And it's not because I'm sad or depressed or anything like that. It's literally just because I didn't have a reason to leave my house for 11 days. I do grocery orders. I don't have a lot of, social things out here yet. And I work from home and our youngest walks to school because we're pretty close to our school. So he walks by choice every day to and from school. Our middle, who was the one who kept us like on our toes with like 70 million activities, she's off at college. So yeah, 11 days. And I was like, okay, that's not good. That's not good for your mental health. So I am kind of pushing myself a little bit here to make sure that every day I get dressed into at least something different. It doesn't have to be jeans or anything like that, but just a different outfit, as well as encouraging myself to get out of the house at least 3 or 4 times a week. And that could be simply to run to the grocery store to grab something I need. It could be just getting in my car and going for a drive because it is gorgeous to drive around here. So just getting out, rolling down the windows, getting some fresh air, going for a quick drive. So yeah, those are the small things that, I've been very intentional with this year so far and are going to allow hopefully this middle place that I've been hanging out in to kind of move over and move into the next phase of like feeling like, okay, I'm getting there. Another thing that I am working on right now, which is a huge thing, is I am going to be opening a private practice in Ohio, virtually, of course, because I'm in California. But I'm going to be opening a private practice over the next few weeks in Ohio. Very small caseload. I'm going to stay where I'm at currently with my current clients to honor them and to make sure that they get the care that they need for however long that they need it. But I am really excited to be making the step for myself. And if I wouldn't have made the changes and sat with myself the way I had last year and really reevaluated and reflected, I don't know that I would have had the courage to say, you know what, let's do it. Why not? So, something exciting I'm sharing with you. But at the end of the day, just one thing to sit with maybe is that the middle isn't something to escape. Maybe it's just something we need to learn how to sit and live inside and just say, it's okay if this is where I'm at. So, if I'm honest about where this podcast is going, the true answer is I don't know. I am learning to be less edited and less constricted to only speaking on or showing up for things that I had pre-planned. I am trying to live more authentically in speaking to what is going on right now. So I don't know what the next few weeks are going to lead to, and I'm okay with that, right? I'm going to speak to whatever is going on at the time. I know I am going to continue to speak to the things that are important to me as far as healthy communication, connection, community, and just being real. Like I keep saying that, but that's what I keep coming back to, like in my heart and in my soul, is like, Michelle, just be real. I don't need to be perfect. Like I just need to be me. And for the right people, that's going to be enough. And so if you're listening and you've been on this journey with me, or you're just starting the journey with me, thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you for letting me know that I'm enough for you. I am just not going to pretend anymore. I don't think it does anyone any justice to sit here and say, oh, well, I have this all figured out, and so that's why I'm doing this podcast. You should hear what I'm saying and follow what I say. Nope. I'm just inviting you to join me in the journey of moving to the next destination. So I don't have a breakthrough to offer today, but I do have honesty. And if you're listening and feel like you've been in the same place for a while, you're not behind. You're still here. You are still showing up, and that absolutely counts. I will see you in the next episode. I hope you have a great week.